I was recently had a discussion with a client for an outline of a succession plan, and I thought it might be useful to do a few short videos on outline of a succession plan and the parts or elements that are involved with that. Succession plans in family businesses are oftentimes neglected. In fact, succession plans in publicly traded companies are often neglected. But they are fundamental for reducing the risk of having a mismanagement of the company or outright loss of the company when someone who is the controlling shareholder either becomes disabled or dies. It's a complex process, not so much that it's because the lawyers are involved, but because you have to plan for the contingency that you die tomorrow or that you live to be 150. Also, you have to plan for unknown unknowns, as they say. That is, what sort of external factors, such as the current credit crunch with the banks no longer lending to small businesses, might impact the business, and how would that change what your plans would be. In addition, there's also who is involved in the family or other individuals that you'd like to benefit, and whether or not that conflict is going to be able to be resolved. So to begin any succession plan, the first thing that you need to have is to collect all of the relevant information. And that means gathering all of the current control documentation, which could be articles of organization and bylaws for a corporation, or it could be certificates of organization and operating agreements for limited liability companies, and it could be a partnership agreement for a limited partnership. Any one of these will have some impact on both the ownership and control of the interest in the company. There are also going to be trusts involved, some of them realty trusts that just hold real estate, some of them management trusts, living trusts, irrevocable trusts. All of these have to be gathered and brought together, and the various elements have to be understood relative to how it impacts the rest of the planning. This is something which oftentimes people neglect because it's so tedious to have to constantly update all of these. It's also something which is going to have much more of an impact beginning next year, because in addition to all of the requirements that you have for filing a corporation or a limited liability company in a particular state, you are also now going to have to report all of the personal information and beneficial ownership information for all of those companies to the U.S. Treasury in compliance with the new Corporate Transparency Act. This is going to be something which is, I think, going to be an incredible administrative burden on every company. And right now, which is the middle of 2023, it is worthwhile to consider whether or not you should consolidate or, in fact, terminate companies and limited liabilities that no longer have a useful function, just so that you can avoid the paperwork to have to report the information, which includes a obligation to update that information every time the information changes. So I am going to make this a short video. Our next topic will be on how do you obtain valuations of the assets. Thank you for watching.